What's up, everyone? Today, let's take a trip back to 2009 and talk about Up, the video game based on the Pixar movie. So, I've talked about it a few times in the past, but I'm a really big fan of the movie tie-in games that used to come out a lot more in the early 2000s, even though they weren't always the best quality. By 2009, though, I was pretty much out of that phase of my life, and I was really only playing Call of Duty with my friends, and really the movie tie-in games were always more targeted to kids, and so more than anything, I just kind of grew out of that part of my life. Also, I know this is kind of a controversial opinion, but Up has never really been one of my favorite Pixar movies either. I don't know why exactly. I mean, this game did kind of remind me a little bit of why that was, which is that I find Carl and Russell equally annoying in their own ways, but I think I can appreciate that whole dynamic of, the curmudgeon that's stuck with a super talkative and positive person a lot more nowadays, and it definitely creates for some heartwarming moments here and in the movie, of course. So as for the game, I didn't have any idea on what to expect with it, and somehow it still ended up being exactly what I expected from it. I know that doesn't make any sense, but if you've played some of those early 2000s movie tie-in games, they all really do have a similar formula, which is that they have some really low graphic cutscenes that are similar to scenes from the movie, followed by platformer missions and fairly simple level layouts with very easy enemies and obstacles and puzzles to get through with some dialogue here and there from the characters before coming to another cutscene, and you do that kind of over and over again until you finish the game. Some of the games are definitely better than others, but for the most part, they are not made to wow anybody. They're just for the people that are fans of the movies and they want to get a little bit extra from that world, and I've always thought that was a really fun idea, no matter what the quality of the game ended up being. I do give it to them here though for some of these bigger action sequences, because they were not only somewhat challenging, which was surprising, but they were also just kind of fun to play. Steering around the alligators and the monkeys on that log canoe thing, and the monkeys are throwing coconuts at you while you're trying to figure out the weird shoddy controls of this 2009 game is strangely satisfying, and that is where I had the most fun with this. But for most of it, you'll just kind of be switching back and forth, running around, controlling Russell and Carl, as each of them do have specific things that they can do that you need to get further in the game. So you might need to use Carl's crane to get up on taller ledges, and then turn around and use that crane to help Russell climb up the ledge with it. And then with Russell, he can launch Carl up some of the other taller ledges, and they both also have different powers and weapons of sorts, which is Russell's magnifying glass, is I think what it was, to shoot this sort of laser light firebolt thing to attack the snakes and the porcupines and the monkeys, while Carl has his hearing aid, which he can take off and then use it to annoy all of those same creatures. And it's very simple, but it's a fun way of differentiating them in the gameplay. So if you have seen the movie, then you can also kind of know where this game is going to go story-wise. It follows those same beats from the movie, and it takes you through the jungle and the foggy mountains area, and you team up with Kevin and Doug, and you try to make your way to Paradise Falls. So yeah, I mean, there's not much else to really say about this one. I had just never played it, and I felt finally checking this one out to know once and for all what it was like, and also because this was a quote-unquote free download with the PlayStation Premium. So out of all the games on there, this was actually one of the ones that interested me the most. Same with the Ratatouille game, because I've never played that one either, so maybe I will jump into that one next and then try to just tackle as many of these movie tie-in games from the past that I can find. But yeah, that's all for me on this one. Thank you all so much for watching this. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope to see you all in the next one, and until then, take care, everybody.
Ellie, I haven't forgotten our dream about Paradise Falls. It's going to be an adventure, just like you imagined. We're on our way.